Colorado's Attorney General and 6 other attorneys general, have entered into an agreement with Valvoline to end enforcement of its non-compete and non-solicitation agreements. The agreements banned employees from investing, working, or engaging in other automotive lubricant business for a year after leaving Valvoline. It also had restrictions for all stores within 100 miles of the employee's primary work site. The non-solicitation agreements prevented any former employees from trying to hire current Valvoline employees or from taking any customers away. So joining us this morning with all the details is our 9 News legal expert, Whitney Traylor. Whitney, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so even if maybe this is not your industry, this could set a precedent for other jobs across the country as well. So on this case, let's start with the basics. What is a non-compete and non-solicitation agreement in the employment context?
Right, and so those are actually 2 separate agreements, but they generally will go together. So a non-compete is basically when the employer says, hey, when you start with us or sometime after, you're signing an agreement that says for a certain time after you leave, whether you're terminated or you resign or whatever, you're not going to go work for a competitor. The non-solicitation piece says you also won't solicit our employees, our customers, people that you've interacted with, and so they're very restrictive. And what we're seeing in Colorado and really across the nation is a movement to limit these non-compete agreements because they historically have been applicable to higher-ups, the higher-up executives.
Right.
But now you're seeing them being applied. This, in the Valvoline instance, it was the hourly workers.
Right.
And so a lot of people are saying, look, they don't have trade secrets and this prohibits them from getting jobs otherwise.
Right, absolutely, and competing properly as you know, of course, we like to see in the workforce. Now,
Right.
As far as Valvoline specifics go, what must the company do here going forward?
Yeah, so going forward, so this applies, I guess this investigation started in 2018, and up until 2021, Valvoline was still kind of imposing these. And so now there were 6 attorneys general across 6 states, including Colorado and Pennsylvania, New York, a few others. And the agreement is that they cannot enforce these non-compete. And so they have to, within 15 days, notify all of their current employees and employees over the past year that these are no longer enforceable, and if they violate it, they could be hit with a $500,000 penalty. Of any of those attorneys general can bring that case forward.
I want to ask you a question that I can hear people screaming at through the TV right now. What about that federal law that was passed which barred non-compete agreements for most employees?
Well, that's a great question, and for those of you screaming it, that's a great question as well. And so, yeah, the FTC actually in April of this year passed a regulation saying that non-competes would only be enforceable really for sale of a business and highly paid executives, which I think they classified as 150,000 and above. And so that rule has not become final. So the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and a couple others filed a lawsuit challenging it. But as far as I saw last night, I think it's still going to be enforceable as of, I think, September 4th, because it becomes a final rule 4 months after it was still initiated. So, you know, that's one rule. Colorado in 2022, we passed a law, and the case law had been moving in this direction.
Right.
And we passed a law limiting the enforceability of non-competes. There's 4 states that ban them entirely. So I think this is a trend that the country's moving forward. So this isn't necessarily surprising, this ruling.
Yeah, okay, a lot of people from all different kinds of workforces watching this ruling very closely.
Yes.
Of course, to see how that might play into their own line of work. Whitney, we appreciate you helping us out with the details.
For sure.
Thank you very much.